Tell me, what do you know of pain? Is it the mere physical reaction to bodily harm? Or is it the true essence of life itself? These types of questions should be left to the minds of scholars and philosophers. I, for one, fancy myself a practitioner. Growing up on Innistrad fostered my interest in the most honest of senses. Oh, there wasn't a day of my former life I didn't see someone, or something, inflicting pain on another. As a young man, I trained in the arts of necromancy, stitching abominations together from lives already lost. It's a beautiful thing, to be sure, but I never quite forged the necessary skills for such work. Rather than focusing on my teacher's tasks, putting body part A into slot B, oh how dull, I often found myself lost in thought. These lifeless bodies, free of pain. Oh, what suffering they must have endured to reach this state. I came to realize that necromancy was not my true calling, even before my master's incessant wailing of my failures. How I despise that withering fool. But I should be thanking him, for without his criticism, I may not have garnered the hatred to discover my true interest. Pain. I began my experiments with small rodents, which were in no short supply. I wanted to test a living organism's ability to withstand pain, and at what threshold it would eventually break. The rats provided marvelous results, but there's only so much you can gain from vermin. My laboratory expanded, and so I moved on to more vocal test subjects. I was stunned by what pain could cause some people to say. I even made a man forsake the lives of his own children if I were to free him only for a moment. Oh yes, I learned much about pain and became quite good at inflicting it. I could put a man in the worst pain imaginable while also preventing his death, forcing him to linger in my creation for as long as I desired. It was my church. It may not have been as fancy as those angel worshippers in Thraben, but it was mine. Speaking of angels, people often forget about the devils of our world. Awful little things, but in a way, they held their own power. I found that the pain I delivered onto others drew these beings in, as if they fed on the screams of my subjects. I didn't know or care what brought them to my halls, for the devils were an endless fountain of knowledge. They taught me how to inflict true pain. I'm not talking about torturers' tropes. This was pain that made warriors forsake their vows, and mothers curse their children's names. Unfortunately, some didn't appreciate my work. The mob came with their fire and pitchforks, oh, how unoriginal. Nevertheless, I found myself facing death at the hands of these rabbling peasants. If only it were that easy for them. I survived, as I always do, but throughout their actions I found myself transformed. These devils which I kept so near were now part of my very being, and the power was unimaginable. I could flay my essence and slip between worlds. I was a planeswalker! I discovered many worlds in my travels, all which served in my sadistic appetite. I found that pain was universal, even amongst races I had never seen before. My personal favorite subjects were elves. Oh, how much pain they could endure. I remember fondly an elf who, during an experiment of mine, allowed me to burn down her entire forest if I were to free her. I didn't free her. But you know what they say, there's no place quite like home. I returned to Innistrad with all the knowledge I had gained, seeking to show this world the true meaning of pain. I hear now that there's some vampire lord who shares my gift for planeswalking. He hopes to end my experiments. I hope to see how much pain a planeswalker can endure before he begs me to end his life. Oh, we shall see.
Hey guys, Simon here, and I'm going to answer the obvious question, what the heck did you just watch? Well, it's a new concept for the channel that I made into something like a pilot episode. While I love doing my traditional lore videos, I feel like the personalities of the characters are lost in my literal translation of their stories. This different approach to storytelling allows for the characters themselves to describe their lives through their own perspectives. I don't intend for this format of videos to replace my old style, but for it to add something which I felt was missing: personality. So since this was a pilot, I really need your guys' criticism. What did you like and or hate about this style of video? Understand that technical errors such as volume control can easily be tinkered with. I want to know what you guys think about the format in general. Please let me know in the comments below. Though this may have been a test video, it's still a Friday Night Lore episode. As you could probably ascertain, this week I'll be giving away a copy of Tibalt, the Fiend-Blooded. To enter for your chance to win this card, all you have to do is be a subscriber to this channel and leave a comment on this video. At the end of the week, I'll use a random number generator to select a comment and announce the winner at the end of next week's FNL video, so stay tuned to see if you won. With the conclusion of this week's Friday Night Lore, let's unveil the winner of last week's giveaway. Last week's topic, we discussed Liliana Vess's place in the Battle for Zendikar storyline, and so I was giving away a copy of her Flip Planeswalker card from Magic Origins. And now the winner of last week's FNL and new owner of this Liliana Heretical Healer / Defiant Necromancer card is... the Perverse Pistachio. Congratulations, and I really appreciate your flattering comment. You know how I am with them ladies, especially those of the necromantic variety. If you could, please check your messages on YouTube. There you'll find a message from me with all the information I need to send you this card. Remember to check your spam folder if you don't see it right away. Well, that's it for this week's Friday Night Lore episode. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you did enjoy the video, please give it a like, share, and subscribe to the channel. It really goes a long way in supporting future content. You can also support this channel by visiting my sponsors over at abugames.com. abugames.com is one of the leading online Magic the Gathering stores and can sate all your Magic needs, from booster boxes to singles. Friday Night Lore and all my giveaways are brought to you directly by ABU Games, and I really suggest you guys checking them out. As always guys, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.